Saturday, Memorial Day at Pimlico in the Hall of Fame Museum with Chris.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame Museum at Pimlico.
Okay. And what do we have here? This looks like a scale,
This
Chris.
is a scale that was used to weigh this young little shyster guy here, Johnny Pumpkinseed.
Johnny Pumpkinseed.
He's a
Yeah.
distant cousin of Mickey Rooney.
Okay, and then we have what is that? A Pimlico race
Pimlico
from
Special.
1938.
Yeah, and he dates to that because he's showing off. He used to ride a lot of these winning horses back
Yeah.
in the 30s.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's okay. Continue. Continue.
It's a funny story, really, because he's the first jockey who was banned for life for doping.
Johnny Pumpkinseed?
Yes, he
What, too many pumpkin seeds?
put mentholatum under the horse's nose.
Oh, I see.
And I'm laughing because I'm crying. It's so special.
Yeah, yeah.
And these horses, they get invigorated.
They caught him?
They didn't catch it, but the tradition lives on because they use breathe-right strips now on horses'
Right, right,
noses, you
right.
know, and they're not sure if that's the, but it's a
Right.
new tradition.
So this is the guy,
So
Johnny.
this is Johnny Pumpkinseed,
Okay, then there's 1938.
1938, and he's probably in one of these pictures, and I can't remember where.
Right.
But he was usually at all these events, he's either as a jockey or as a training staff, and he learned at an early age, he must have been like 5, carrying buckets of water to the horse. And so all that work at a young age stunted
Right.
his growth, and he
Right.
never got higher than
Oh, the work stunted his growth? Oh,
the
okay.
work
Okay.
stunted his growth.
Right.
Because they worked him to death that
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
So they've actually stuffed him, and this is him, right?
Well, he looks good in yellow.
He does.
Yeah.
He does, Pimlico.
Okay.
So move on. And these
Oh,
are
well,
all-
up here, look.
all-
Yanks capture Goring. What do you think about that?
well, he was also.
Horse racing was, ban was lifted.
Well, one reason they kind of got, not only was he doping the horses with mentholatum under the nose, but he was a fifth column for the Germans
Uh-oh.
in Maryland, because
Uh-oh.
Maryland had a very Germanic population.
Right.
You know.
So
And
this guy, Johnny Pumpkinseed, was,
and he's part of Maryland history. They have
Right.
him here. They stuffed him, but
Yeah.
he was mixed up when the whole horse racing
Oh,
began
oh boy.
with the Yankees.
Oh boy.
Going into Germany, and they didn't trust him anymore.
No.
So he got out of the business.
so maybe Pumpkinseed was a name that he changed. Maybe it was originally Pumpkinschlatz or something like that.
You're right. It was Hamburg Schottensteinl Schlitz.
Okay. Yeah, which just rolls off the tongue.
That's why they changed the name.
Now here we have a thing about anti-Nazi publisher kidnapped. What's that all about,
this
Chris?
gentleman, he was, it turns out to be the ex-husband of, or the husband of Amelia Earhart.
Right.
And
But he wasn't on that flight, though.
No, he wasn't on the flight, but he wrote some books about Das Fuhrer and Der Fuhrer, and he was kidnapped, I think.
Wow.
So that whole Earhart family was just messed up.
Right.
You know, if they're
Right.
not crashing planes and
Right, right.
disappearing, they're writing books. And anyway, there's a lot of German history here at Pimlico.
Yeah,
And a
which
lot
I
of it's
didn't
good.
know.
A
Which
lot
I
of
did
it's
not
good.
know.
It's good and exciting.
Yeah.
And it invigorated the sport
Right.
in the 40s.
Right.
But they had to ban horse racing for a while.
Yeah, suspend it.
They had to suspend it, and then they lifted the ban when they realized the Nazis were losing and they were winning.
Right.
forever.
On May 16th.
But Johnny
Whatever that was.
Pumpkinseed, he was
Back to him.
he had to retire. They kind of put him out. They caught him and they like
Yeah.
you're too close involved
Right.
with the Germans. So
Well, so he had a pretty lenient go of it, because being a spy is pretty serious. And you're saying they just let him retire?
well, he had to.
Did somebody pull some strings?
Yeah, he just couldn't race anymore. You know,
Right.
They didn't lock him up necessarily.
Right.
He was a hero to some extent.
Right.
And he,
I
was
see.
popular.
So because he was a hero, they didn't want
He was a hero of the horse.
disappoint his
racing.
fans,
Yeah,
so they just said you can't race
It would have
anymore.
been bad for FDR to
Right.
label him
Right.
a traitor. And
Right, right.
They just had to slowly put him
Right.
out to pasture, so to speak.
Right, right. So as we move along here,
Move along. And these are,
how about right here? Majority of tracks suspend racing as Allies begin invasion of Europe.
exactly, and that's the whole Johnny.
We're going back a
Pumpkinseed-
little bit, yeah.
The whole Johnny Pumpkinseed German, and it's just nothing bad against the Germans or Johnny Pumpkinseed, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of history.
Germans get a bad rap.
They get a bad rap.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
and we'll move on. Enough of these.
All right, let's move on.
There's
Let's
interesting
move on. Moving along here, we have
more stuff. more stuff.
All these little jockeys.
Little jockeys. And these were
Miniatures.
actually, you wouldn't believe it, but these were, in early horse racing, this was the actual size of the diminutive jockeys.
Oh.
Now, so when you see a jockey that's 4'3",
Right.
4'1",
Right.
that's a real growth spurt. Because they started.
This is actual size.
They started this size.
Wow.
So horse racing's come a long way.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
jockeys have really grown. You
Right.
can't make fun of them for being short because
Right,
this
right.
is really how short they are.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's fascinating. I didn't know that. All right, moving along here. There's a photograph there.
And as you know, there's some interesting history with horse racing, and it's really convoluted. And anyway, Nixon was very
There's Nixon,
involved, so
yeah.
it's, you know, that tells you that there's a lot going on in horse racing. And
Yeah.
it's a great sport.
Right.
But it has a very interesting past,
Yeah. More than we know.
more than we know.
What about this photograph? What's this all about? Nixon up here.
Nixon, that's he's meeting John. Well, this is Johnny Pumpkinseed as he's aged. So he was, you know,
But I thought he was out of the game.
well, yeah, and I said he was stuffed, but really, he aged, and I don't know why.
How did he get back in the game?
And I don't
That's
know
perplexing.
why I thought they stuffed him.
Yeah.
I might have had that wrong. Maybe that he's not stuffed.
He's not. Okay, maybe that's wrong.
But Nixon met him, and
Okay.
he kind of, they parted him in a sense, you know,
Right.
because he's so integral to the sport.
Okay. All right. Okay. So then we go here.
And here is
Something about Pleasant Colony.
more information,
Yeah.
you know, black
Pleasant
and
Colony.
white.
Okay. And
Right.
then
1981, so
Yeah.
this paper holds up pretty well,
right.
considering.
Okay.
Yes, and
Moving along. Let's skip that screen. How about this little book here?
racing at home and abroad,
Right.
racing and breeding in America and the colonies. This is about slavery. I'm not going to talk about that.
Okay. All right. Let's move along. We don't want to televise that screen. There's a little thing there. Here's some more. Another little jockey.
Yes, that, and you wouldn't believe
Hoofbeats
it,
through history.
but the horses were actually as proportionally as small as the jockeys.
Right. Okay. Well, no, I
And
definitely
so
didn't know that.
This is a 100% life-size model
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah. So this is not scaled down. This is actually the
This
size.
is actually, I think you would call them, I don't know what you would call them.
Yeah.
They have grown now.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
it's all the food, it's all the GMOs,
Yeah.
seeds,
Yeah.
you know, the,
Yeah. So people
genetic-
have grown now. They sprouted up to like 4'6"
right,
and
ho,
stuff.
ho, ho, green giant, you know, they grow.
Right.
Now they grow.
Okay. Now we move over here.
And
I don't know what all this is.
some more framing.
More framing
some
and somebody's jacket there.
jerseys.
Jerseys.
jackets.
Some more photographs of old Pimlico.
Yeah, yeah.
There's another old Pimlico there. Moving along, there's a.
This
Here's another little
This
jockey.
is an actual life-size representation of the casket of the first giant jockey when they realized it killed the horse basically. Because
Oh, yeah.
He was like 8 feet long.
Right.
And they said after he passed away, they said this is the size of the casket we had to bury him in.
Wow.
We can't have people that size riding horses
No.
that small.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had
That's
to
that
have-
was an experiment that was ill-fated.
We had to have smaller people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Moving along.
And all these are, you know, we have to respect them. These are 100% life-size models of the horses and the jockeys.
Right.
And nowadays Americans are so big. We've gained so much weight.
Yeah, yeah.
So everything's growing.
Yeah. We're
And,
seeing history here.
We are seeing history. You wouldn't believe it, but it's true.
Yeah. No, it's hard to believe.
And more
Hard to believe. More
photographs of.
I imagine many of these people have passed away, huh?
I think so. If they haven't been.
If they haven't been stuffed
I
like Johnny
apologize.
Pumpkinseed.
I thought Johnny Pumpkinseed. I thought that was some stuff, but it's not. It's
Oh, so there's that's not correct?
No, if obviously if it was that old meeting Nixon,
Ah, right.
I must be wrong.
So that's just
I must be wrong about that.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's hard to believe you're wrong. Because everything else has been so,
Well, that's why I'm not winning at the track today. I'm afraid.
right. But as a historian, I think you're doing pretty well,
Thank you.
right?
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right, great. Let's leave it on that note. Thank you, Chris.